Guys, so we need to talk about pump and dump schemes. I got a message on Instagram last Wednesday inviting me to a pump and dump scheme, and I actually joined it because I was curious to see what it is that they're doing inside this Telegram group. And in this video, I just want to share what I found, some of my observations, because I think many people will view this as an easy money scheme. Like, you can make a lot of money really, really easily. But as always, it's not as simple as it seems. So if you want to learn about pump and dumps, I'm going to explain how it all works and just share some of my observations. And hopefully you'll be able to take away something from this. So this started for me Wednesday last week when I got this message from somebody, some random account on Instagram. It said, "Hello, our team regularly raised the price of tokens into space using pumps. We agree with the community to buy one of the coins. As everyone buys, the coin starts to grow and arouses interest from the entire crypto community. After its growth at the peak of the price, we sell and get our own profit, approximately 400 to 900%. If you're interested in joining our team, write to the direct organizer, David. His page is attached." So this is an account that is emailing or messaging, DMing on behalf of another account, which is the organizer. We'll get to the organizer in a moment. So originally last week, I actually posted this on my stories just so that people were aware. And after doing that, I just thought to myself, well, let me just join the group and actually see what they're actually doing in here. So if you don't know what a pump and dump essentially is, it is a scheme where you have a community of people essentially target a very specific coin in the crypto space. And because of the orchestrated, organized buy activity, you're able to force the value of this coin up and actually get some profit out of it as well. Now, if you were to take this conversation and put this into the realm of stocks, investing, stocks and shares, companies, Coca-Cola, right? That's a regulated environment. This would actually be illegal. And I know that many people will be arguing, well, the banks pump and dump stocks all the time. Maybe there's an argument for that. I would agree and not agree at the same time, but that's not what we're talking about here. If you want to get into that, let's get into that in the comment section. But in the crypto space, because crypto isn't regulated, at the moment, it's not illegal. So by simply pumping the price of these coins, you would think that you'll make a lot of money depending on how much you're able to pump the coin. And yes, people do make money from this. But actually, when you get into the scheme of things, because this is a pyramid scheme, there are people within the communities in this Telegram group that I'll show you in a moment who will be left holding the bag. Because essentially, you are pumping a coin that has no intrinsic value to a place artificially where it has all of this demand. And yes, the people that get in early are the ones who get the profit. But at some point, somebody has to sell. And if somebody is making money, at the end of that equation, someone also has to be losing money as well. So I actually joined the Telegram group. And the Telegram group was actually interesting because I've got to tell you this. Originally, when I joined this group, there were probably around about 15,000 people or so in this Telegram group. As we speak right now, and I'm going to show you a screen recording of this, there are over 18,000. There's 18,823 subscribers in this Telegram group. And these guys have been pumping coins they pump coin every other day. So they pumped one on Thursday. They pumped one on Saturday. They pumped one on Sunday. And I think they're pumping one again, I think today at some point. It's really, really interesting how this actually works because it is very, very orchestrated. Yes, there are people in there that are obviously giving you the heads up in terms of when they're going to be pumping the coin. So for example, you will get notifications if I just scroll up here, 30 minutes left before the pump, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and then they let you know what coin is actually going to be pumped. And I do want to talk a little bit about this in a moment because the guys who organize this are the real winners. If you're partaking in one of these groups, you may make a little bit of money, but essentially you are the patsy. You are the one who's being taken for a ride. So they're giving you countdowns. They give you a lengthy manual of how you set up to trade. Because if you don't know how to trade or you don't know how to set up this trade, then obviously the person who's organizing this doesn't make any money. So they give you a really nice breakdown of how to go about setting up the trade, exactly what you need to do to be helpful, but roping you in, giving you that false sense of security. Now, it's interesting because on Thursday, when they did pump the first coin after they messaged me, it was interesting to see how much of a rise they managed to get out of the market cap for this particular coin. And I'm going to leave maybe just in the corner here a screenshot of how much the market cap to this coin increased. When we first started, it was something like 20 million, 21 million market cap. They took it to over 100 million market cap. Now, it's amazing to say that, and you think there will be a lot of money to be made. And yes, for the guys who get in early, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about that. So this group is going to be run by a number of people, right? The head guy who this was tagged to in Instagram is a guy called David. And as you would expect, David's Instagram account is full of essentially Lamborghinis, models, holidays, being in helicopters, flying over New York, all of the cliche stuff that we've all come to expect when it comes to crypto and young people who are just showing off to be maybe what they are, but in most cases, what they are not. All designed to do one thing, really, to entice you to partake in their scheme, for you to aspire to what they are showing you to be real on Instagram. And we all know Instagram is literally just a highlight reel. You're not seeing the full picture. You're seeing glimpses of what people want. So his account is cliche. Now, this is what I noticed, and this is true for most pump and dump schemes when you start doing research here on YouTube. What happens is they organize a good number of people. So there's 18,800 people in this Telegram group right now. They organize people and they alert people and say, the next pump is going to come in a day's time, in 2 days' time, you get the countdown. 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, right? That's giving you the time to set up. They're providing the manuals to help you, but they're trying to get you pumped for the action that they're going to recommend that you take. Now, I noticed within the group that they never tell you what coin is going to be pumped until the very last minute, which means that these coins have been identified in days in advance, maybe even weeks in advance. And the guys who organize the Telegram group are the real winners here, because they are the ones who are going to go and buy these coins at a fraction of pennies or fractions of cents. And they're the ones that when you see a massive spike in the price, that are going to be the ones who are going to profit, because they will have a target in mind in terms of where they want the price to go, and they will sell. They will sell before they tell you to sell if you're partaking in that group. And if you're not quick enough, well, essentially, you are left holding the bag, because essentially this is a pyramid scheme. Now, I think this is really important for you to understand if you're going to venture into this kind of stuff. I wouldn't advise it, but then again, I'm not your mom, I'm not your dad, I'm not your uncle, I'm not anybody of merit or of any authority that you should be listening to for your own personal investment or finance decisions. Yes, I'm a qualified financial advisor. Yes, I have a lot of content here on the channel to help people, but ultimately your decisions are your own. Just know that if you are going to be participating in things like these pump and dump schemes, you really are the patsy. And if you don't understand what you're doing and you aren't happy with potentially losing your money, then this really is just a zero-sum game. It really is. Unless you're one of the founding members of these groups, you're not making any money. You're being taken for a ride. And look, let's be honest here. This is illegal activity. This is illegal activity. This is essentially market manipulation. And many people will argue, yeah, the banks do that. Like I said, let's have this conversation in the comment section. But in the crypto space currently, because it isn't regulated, it can happen. And this seems to be happening on the Binance platform more than anything else. And this is something that is actually against the terms and conditions on Binance, and something that absolutely needs to be addressed by Binance. Whether they're going to do anything or not, God knows. This is one of the reasons why Binance have come into so much trouble with, regulators around the world, because they are one of the biggest exchanges out there. And the sad thing is that as long as these types of things continue to happen, it is legitimately going to damage the reputation of the crypto space as a whole. And that is going to undermine some really good, honest work that is being done by a lot of developers in the space. It's really, really unfortunate. And it's something that needs to be stopped. I guess if you are partaking in this, just ask yourself the question, are you happy for you to lose money? And if you do make money, are you happy for someone to be the victim of you also making money? I guess that's the question to ask. Only you can answer that, but those are my views. Please be careful out there. I never really got to kind of understand or know how the whole fostering came about. And I'd love to hear your side of the story.
Right, now then.
Me being sort of 7, I was excited. I'm going to get to go on the plane for the first time. That was exciting for me. I didn't know anything about it. And obviously, when I got over there, shock and horror. Oftentimes when you find yourself in that kind of situation, it's very easy to doubt yourself. And believe me, imposter syndrome starts to kick in, because it did for me.